Okay.
Yeah. So you were telling me the story about Luke Rockhold getting thrown over a cliff. We might as well start at the top of that so that recording doesn't get messed up. That's a good one. Like
Well,
he was a brawler before he get into MMA. So you think he's going to do good in BKFC
it's
against
yeah.
Mike
Well,
Perry?
it's not gonna be unfamiliar with him to be in a real bare knuckle fight because he's fought so much. And like I said, he got thrown off a cliff one time, and they thought he was dead, and he didn't get off the cliff. But if he would have thrown off the cliff, he would have. But I guess he held on to the sides, and then
Mm-hmm.
he got back up and went looking for the guys and beat the hell out of them. So he's not unfamiliar with street fighting. Not at all. He's a dog. When it comes to street fighting. And like I was saying also too, like when he fought Yoel Romero, and he trained by Henry Hooft and those guys, but he wanted us to work his corner with Henry and them. He wasn't trained by us. But so I was telling him, that the outside's working with Yoel. You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I said,
Yeah.
the outside was working, stay on the outside, keep him on the outside. And then Luke decided to go on the inside, and man, he got whacked. And then Yoel Romero broke his jaw, bro. Broke his jaw.
Wow.
And we went to the hospital, and I'm there with Henry Hooft and everybody. And Luke looks at me, he goes, "Yeah, I know, Hob, I know, but I got tired of him pushing me around." I'm like, well, what are you gonna say? That's what I'm trying to say is that's the dog in him. Okay, the game plan was stay outside, pick him apart, but he looked at it like that Joel was pushing him around when in fact he was winning the fight, staying on the outside. But he looked at it like, you're not going to bully me, and that's what I'm saying. That if he plays the matador part, he's gonna beat Mike. If he doesn't, I don't know what's going to happen. It's a tough situation to be in that when you could win the easy way, but then the dog in him comes into him, and then we'll see what happens. He's a dog. Luke's a fighter, man. He's a fighter. People look at him, GQ, pretty boy. No, that guy's a fighter.
It's such a thing. It's such a deception. Like you mean like, oh, he's probably had it easy, been a nice guy because he's super handsome. Like most guys that are that good looking and that fit and get model contracts usually aren't Clint Eastwood tough guy lifestyle like the movie portrays.
Yeah. Luke's cool hand Luke. That's perfect. Cool hand Luke.
It's funny. It's funny because Luke is like I don't know, man. It's kind of like you're describing the movie Point Break. You ever seen that movie where Patrick Swayze and them are fighting the surfers? That sounds like Luke's life, because he was a Santa Cruz surfer, and in surfing culture, dudes want to mash, they want to fight over waves, and these are all super fit guys with abs and muscles because it takes a lot of fitness to be a surfer. So they're tough guys.
All I'm saying is that it's not going to be too unfamiliar for him to fight bare knuckles because he's done it his whole life.
Yeah. What advantages do you see? Like when you look at this, there's like a different art to bare knuckle. Like you don't have to worry about takedowns. You have to worry about kicks. You don't have to worry about calf kicks. Any of the MMA stuff you left behind. And it's not exactly boxing. There's like certain moves, gladiator moves to BKFC. If you ever seen the movie Gladiator, that old school movie.
When you're talking a bare fist and you're fighting smart, and the guy's punching you, put your chin down here and they hit you up the top of the head. Oh man, it's really bad. There's certain areas you can't be hitting, and you got to watch out, bare knuckles. So it's dangerous. And also on the clinch, because there's no gloves protecting you. The clinch is a mother for these guys. It's not when you got even those stupid little 4-ounce, 6-ounce gloves. They do have some protection. When you don't have none of those, it's different, man. It's different. So there's going to be a little bit of a warming out. Not warming out. It's going to be a little awakening for some people that don't get involved in that. They're unused to that. Because when you have gloves, you can kind of cover up. And when there's no glove to cover up here, you get punched in your arm. Oh, that hurts. Different. It's different. So
there's a different way. There's a different way your weapons and your fighting fuel wears out. Bare knuckle boxing as opposed to the gloves because your hand starts swelling. It starts bruising. The utility of your hand starts like, I'm running out of gas. I hit him too hard. Now my hand's swollen.
Think about hitting elbows. You hit an elbow with your knuckles. Yeah.
So a guy, you can actually parry with elbows in this bare knuckle.
Oh yeah. There's a lot you can do, man.
What are the dirty tricks of bare